very strange. What should I do? Does not feel safe.
Stell dir vor, wir würden auch noch was fragen.
Just say, I'm not comfortable at all. Boom.
Dass wir jemand anderes brauchen, das steht außer Frage.
Hello?
How's it going?
Yeah, I'm on my way. I'm 200 kilometers out of Vienna, so I'm on time.
Amazing.
I got for us a room in the hotel, and we'll have dinner with the engineers and meet Andrea. Well, we can basically, have a good night and talk things through, make some goals for the weekend, and yeah.
That's amazing, dude. I mean, that's such good news.
That's gut. Wie geht's dir, Mann?
After 3 years away from this fantastic racetrack, the European Le Mans Series returns to Austria and returns to the Red Bull Ring. Much history in this place.
The major change in Austria was the introduction of Andrea.
After Barcelona, we had quite some discussions, and I spoke to the drivers, I spoke to Arne, and for us it was quite clear that we needed one more engineer. So we brought in Andrea Mercadelli. He has a lot of experience. He has been working with Richie for a long time, and it was also down to Richie, who said this would be the right guy because Andrea is a very calm guy. He just fits perfectly into the team.
It was still Arne, our engineer, taking the decisions, but Andrea basically was there as the experienced guy you can always ask for advice.
He changed the weekend for us completely. It was very interesting to see how he works because he dealt with each step very singularly rather than trying to focus on all the points together.
So first would be for me to understand which is the tires. So soft versus medium, first question, and we need an answer. And then of course to get a setup direction.
Richie, you go on the soft tires.
So we focused on the tires first. The first thing was to decide which tire was the correct one, whether it be medium or soft.
Everywhere it's a bit of oversteer. Quite difficult to drive.
These race tires we put back on. 2 other soft tires are coming. Box this up, box.
With the soft, I thought, okay, we are far off, but with the medium,
You are on the medium tires, seems to fit better at the moment, the track condition.
Tire pressure check, target 175. Michael, check a stack, box this up.
So it confirmed that soft is not an option for us. So I would like to keep this as a baseline.
We realized that the medium tires were the tires that we were going to run, certainly for the race. And then we worked on the setup of the car.
The baseline we have on the full mediums all around is quite good. We have a lot of options if there's an issue with the rear.
But the rear is only on the exit. Yep. Entry understeer, exit oversteer.
Yep, that's it.
I would prefer than doing with the wing, because then you also gain a bit of top speed. We are at P5 now with the wing, correct? Yeah. Not the P4.
We worked very in more of a minutia detail than trying to swing massive changes to the car and then again have a lack of understanding. By the time we got to Sunday, I felt like my times were consistent, not in terms of one fast lap, but I felt like I could deliver consistent laps that would keep us in the mix.
constant. Was good.
So I've got nothing really to say about the car in terms of what it was doing, just because I enjoyed it. It felt good to me. What was great with Andrea, certainly for myself, was he instilled a calmness in me and also a confidence. And I think he did that across the board. There's zero ego there. There's masses of experience and also the ability to get the best out of people. And I think that's what he did with Arne, and certainly, like I say, what he did for me in terms of approaching the racetrack.
He exactly did what we expected from him. And therefore, I think Andrea was a big help.
Good afternoon, everybody. Delighted that you can be part of this second round of the championship. And it's Johnny Palmer and Graham Goodwin looking after qualifying, first of all. There's one or two speckles of rain appearing on camera lenses here and there, so this will be in the minds of many of the teams as they choose tyres.
Richie, rain light on, rain light. Jakob, tyres, set 4. When the guys are gone, we go out immediately.
It is slippy out there, isn't it?
It is. I think you know where all the grip is, and then a lap later, everything has changed. So at the moment, Matt Griffin with the upper hand, but there goes Rivera. It's a 1:28.797.
That is spectacular stuff.
Ricard Leeds goes through now to be even quicker than Alessio Rivera. Track's getting better, I would say.
There's more to come here, and we're going to have an exciting last couple of minutes in the session, Johnny. We've got 0.051 of a second between the top 3 cars in this battle at the moment.
No, that was Rivera going through, and he's half a second faster. Paolo Roberti into second place now for Iron Links.
And it's a mark of how quickly that changed at the end of the session, Johnny, for Ricard Leeds to lead the session and lead it by a distance at one point, lead it by over a second. He finishes that session 8th out of 9 cars.
Asking one or two questions, perhaps, to be down in 8th place for the second Proton competition Porsche.
Well, in the end, we would never have, beat the Ferraris.
No.
Also, Matt said that was like the maximum.
Yeah.
And I think he's, 2,000 faster than us?
It was pretty clear through the race weekend that we were falling short of the Ferraris by quite a lot on the straights. I think it was 5 kph slower.
If you look at the track in Austria, you basically have turn 1 and then a long straight, turn 2 and another long straight. And yeah, I mean, they were just faster on the straights and gained 7/10 only in sector 1 and 2.
Well, the idea of balance of performance means every manufacturer can build a race car, and then you get balanced. The minimum weight for a car, the ride height, the amount of downforce we can race.
Coming to Austria, it was pretty clear that the car wasn't fast enough to really fight for the top positions.
It was difficult to fight for a good result, but that does not mean that we cannot try to do the best with our, play our cards.
You know what? Rain is the only savior for us on Sunday. We need rain. It's going to be the only thing that'll save us.
We need mixed condition and the right thing at the right time. Because sometimes...
Listen, don't ask for too much.
Rain can
we take the fucking rain. We take the rain.
Rain can be fucking painful.
Yeah, but I mean, it's our only chance.
At the right time, the right tires. You are the hero.
As long as the wiper is working.
It reduces their speed advantage.
What a beautiful day.
I know. The rain's not coming till after the race.
Yeah, well.
Again.
Going into the Sunday, I mean, all we wanted was a clean race and do the best job that we could. We were thinking that at some point it might rain, and to be honest with you, we were kind of like hoping that it would rain, because whenever something like weather changes, it's a big uncertainty, and that could actually help us with the performance of the car.
Let's say it starts raining, it starts coming down, and I'm at, let's say, I don't know, let's say turn 6 or 8. Should I just come in straight into the pit then, or do you want me to stay out for a lap and wait for somebody to go off? Or
I would wait, because a car will go off, and then we can survive with a full Gorsello or safety car, that we save some time in the pit stop.
Okay. So even if it's like a heavy downpour, I don't come into the pits and get those wet tires on.
We don't care about lap time. It's important to stay on track.
Even if the other guy's coming, doesn't matter.
If there's other people driving on the inside, just let them go. They maybe go off.
Good.
Thank you.
Despite the blue skies over at the moment, we could get some weather.
Yes, and that's a real chance of that. But it's so tricky to work out what forecast is going to be correct, because you can study weather on flat ground, but the mountains both left and right of this place really do conjure up a bit of lottery as well. But maybe about half distance there is a bit of wet weather expected, and that could rather throw the strategy out of the window. The cars are currently out on track, and we will start to grid them up for the rolling start ahead of an 11 o'clock start and the 4 hours of the Red Bull Ring.
Gentlemen, you may start your engines and start clearing the grid. Start clearing the grid.
Engine on.
Green lights. We have started the formation lap for the 4 hours of Red Bull Ring. Please keep the gaps as close as possible.
Michael, fuel saving maximum.
So this is the relative calm before the explosion that will be the start of the second round of the ELMS season.
First cars to grid positions. Leading car instructed to go at 70 kilometers an hour.
Cars coming out of turn 10 to get this second round of the ELMS Championship underway. Round 2 of this year's season gets underway with the red lights out now.
We have started the 4 hours of Red Bull Ring.
Lots of brake smoke as they headed into turn 1 on cold tyres and cold brakes as well. This first lap is a launch into the unknown third, and a big spin and a huge accident at turn 3.
Pit entry closed, we are under safety car. Pit entry closed, we are under safety car.
Safety car, safety car.
Safety car, unsurprisingly there.
Safety car lights out. Safety car is coming in at the end of this lap.
And we are racing again. Very good battle developing in the GTE part of the field, with John Hartshorn for TF Sport running 7th, and he has right behind him Claudio Schiavoni for Iron Lynx. And the green car of Michael Fassbender is back for a second season in the European Le Mans Series, running for Proton competition again, and the 93 Porsche is currently 9th. As now Claudio Schiavoni has a long look up the inside at John Hartshorn's white Aston Martin. Didn't get the ideal exit, so now Michael Fassbender is crawling all over the back of Schiavoni in the black and yellow Ferrari from Iron Lynx. That's a very tasty battle, but it's a question of keeping things neat and tidy during these bronze stints in GTE, building the foundation for potentially a podium much later on in the race.
As usual, Michael started the race for us. He did a proper job, didn't do any mistakes, and stayed with the rest of the pack.
He found the rhythm, he followed the other cars.
Potentially they could lap us in 10 laps.
Tell Richie that he needs to be on standby.
Ferrari will stop soon as well.
Guys, get ready. We will box this lap, box, drive it into Richie. Box now. Guys, full stop service, around 30 seconds of fuel.
Rodrigo Sales and home man Richard Lietz as the Ferrari 66 brakes, and Richard Lietz should be able to pick off the man from Sonoma fairly comfortably.
He didn't pick him off, did he?
He didn't pick him off, no.
It's a quick Ferrari down the hill,
well,
off the
yeah.
inside though. Richard, there's not quite enough room there, is there?
Very good drive off the corner as you make the point. Here comes the Ferrari again on the fight back. Elbow out on the right-hand side, and Lietz then tried to get by it through turn 6. Turn 7 is another left-hander, and the 66 car of Sales holding him off nicely.
Finally makes it paper. That was spirited defence there.
Really
well
good.
Done, sir.
Absolutely.
We like a bit of that.
Like to see plenty more of that.
I had no safety car, no full course yellow, anything. It was green for a complete hour, but it was difficult to really gain time back.
In 20 minutes you should be prepared.
20 minutes.
In 20 minutes, yes.
Pro 93 on standby. Drive it into Michael in Toras.
had to bring Michael into the car a second time to finish his driving time because he has to do 1.5 hours in the car. So after Richie jumped out, Michael got back into the car and was supposed to do 30 more minutes. And at that point, things changed dramatically.
Information to the pit lane. The safety car driver is informing us that there are some drops, raindrops falling.
I got in the car, and then what I had been wishing for all week, and what a lot of us had been wishing for just because of our performance against the Ferrari, was we were hoping for some rain.
They're all very dark skies, aren't they?
We are declaring the track wet. We are declaring the track wet. All cars, rain lights on low mode, please.
It was just some drops in the window, and then the rain started to come a bit harder.
Michael, turn 1 is very, very slippery. We just have to survive now, so be careful, be careful.
You can see it in the mountains at the back, there's heavy rain coming.
And this is where the narrative of the race could be thrown completely out from what we've been tracking so far.
First, I mean, it was just, you know, here and there some drops on the track, so we were quite confident that it was manageable for him. And looking at the onboard, everything was good. But then the rain actually picked up and it was getting more and more and more.
The rain was starting to sit on the track.
Oh wow.
The water is pouring off the screen now. All the grip's gone compared to a lap ago.
And it is tipping it down now. You've got to stop for this.
5, 6. Going crazy. Copy, copy. Stay on track. Be careful, stay on track.
Nice people, lights out here. All over the shop here.
Michael, stay out, stay out.
Many other drivers saying enough is enough, we need intermediate tyres.
There's the 65 off. Oh, there's another car going off. Ah!